Hey everyone, this is Wei and welcome back. Let's do another portrait, and this time we're going to draw Cristiano Ronaldo. So let's get started and I'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, so let's draw Ronaldo here. It's got a little bit of funny expression, so let's see how well I can capture that. So I'm just going to start with the eyes. I'm just going to rough in some things just so I can get some kind of reference points going. And his eye shape is actually it's a little odd. It looks like it's slanting downward a little bit. It's very unique. Eye shape goes down. You see that kind of how it slants down on this end right here. Okay, I'm gonna sketch in the eyeball right here. Kind of gives it that expression too. I'm gonna adjust the eyebrow. Let's see. Once I have that, let's move on to the other eye, and it looks like there's like a slight slant. It kind of goes down a little bit. Okay, so I'm just trying to draw a little line, a little bit, and the spacing is about actually one eye, maybe a little bit more. So probably around here. And again, this one's got a really odd shape. Well, obviously it's the same thing, but this side, you can see the slant a little bit more. It looks like his eyes a little bit lower on this side, which is normal because we're not all symmetrical. We really are. Okay, a little bit of bag under the eye, right, lower lid. Yeah, it might be a little bit too big or too. Maybe this one's a little bit. Okay, let's just go with it. This one might be a little bit too big, but we can adjust for it. All right, let's do in the. Now the eyebrow, very manly eyebrow. Okay, so it comes down. You can see the shadow line right there is kind of hard from the lighting. All right, so let's go down to his nose. Let's see, from this angle, I'm trying to measure the nose. Looks like it's kind of coming down, or somewhere right here, this slant. Okay, so now I know that it's gonna meet up with this nose, and if I go down from his eye, you can know that it'll go down to his wing of his nose. So that's how you can find where his nose is, and then we'll go down here again, straight down. If I go vertical down, it looks like his nose wing kind of goes over a little bit, so it's kind of somewhere right there. And then I can kind of check this angle too, this slant right here, just to double check. And it does look looks good. I mean, I'm afraid to say accurate because I'm not really sure yet. Until you draw in some other stuff, then you'll find out if it's really accurate or not, because I'm just kind of eyeballing everything. And that's what you need to do too, you just need to eyeball it, and you might not get it right, but if you do enough of it, it's just, you'll be amazed how much you can actually see just with your eye, and you can measure this kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go straight down to, let's see. Its lip looks like it's coming down probably around here. And I'm just kind of measuring this distance like this on this nose. Okay, and then how far it goes down, well, to the side, we can just measure from its corner. It looks like it's straight from his eye. We go straight down right here. It's gonna meet up to the corner of the lip. Okay, and then we're gonna measure the same thing on this side. Looks like if we go straight up from his lip, in the reference, it's gonna meet up with his eye right around here. Okay, and then we can draw. Now we know it kind of goes into that. So now we can draw the upper lip. Okay, let's draw. Let's see. It's got a little slant going on. Remember this little V shape right here. Very basic lip anatomy. If you guys, I do have a lip video as opposed to other facial parts, but it's kind of nice to just have a general understanding of how the lip structure is, so that you can draw in this little shape a little bit easier. You'll recognize it a little bit faster. Okay. All right, so that's this lip. Looks like I probably got it a little bit too big. It looks like, looking a little girly right now. I think his lip is probably a little bit smaller. All right, let's just keep going. I don't want to slow down too much because then it really kind of throws me off. I kind of like to be a little bit looser. And sometimes when you start measuring too much, you just end up becoming really tight. Yeah, like, and what I mean by being tight, well, here, see how I've drawn this eye right here. How the stroke's a lot looser, and then I came down to the nose, was okay, and then as I came down to the lip, you can see how tentative my strokes are, right? See how short it is compared to, and that's just telling me that I'm a little bit hesitant, you know, and it's because I'm measuring too much. I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but it's just it takes away from the fun of it, you know. You become a little bit too ticky-tack. Okay, so I'm trying to loosen up. I'm gonna do some of the broader strokes. Try to get myself, you know, more relaxed. Get the bigger strokes going. You can see how this is more relaxed. You know, when I'm doing this kind of stuff, and now I'm seeing things. I'm a little bit quicker. You know, it feels good, right? So now I'm drawing the ear. I'm making more lines. You know, just kind of, because we can always change the lines, right? Right now it's just mostly guidelines anyway. So if we're too tight with the guidelines, it's kind of really slow down the whole process. Okay, so his neck comes very thick neck, obviously. He's an athlete. It's got a little bit of a double chin because again, the camera looks like it's a little bit underneath, so it's gonna give him that little double chin. And actually, I like his hair right here. It's very cool hair. All right. So his hair. All right. Let's just save that for later. It's not really important. All right. Let's go in to go back to his face. Looks like I got it too close, but okay. His ear's a little bit too close. His face needs to be a little bit wider here. All right, so let's start shading, which is the fun part, because now then we can actually bring out the features. So my pencil is a 6B, and it's a little bit, it's very sharp. Yeah, I think you can see it from the tip, right? It's a little bit sharp. So it's not really a good thing to have a really sharp pencil at the beginning, because again, it's just, you become a little bit more tentative. It's a little bit slower. So hopefully, as I keep shading, it's gonna flatten out, and then it's gonna give it a little bit more life, you know. So I can do broader strokes. Okay, so let's see. The lighting is relatively flat. Looks like it's coming straight forward. It looks like those flash photography type. So as it goes away, like the edges right here becomes a little bit darker, right? So it's very flat lighting, but it's not the best photo to use. But the good part is he does have very manly features. Those manly features makes it a little bit sharper, his face, so it's gives it overall a little bit more structure, you know, even though it's flat lighting. So, all right, yeah, I like these kind of bigger, broader strokes, so I can see it in chunks. Okay, so like that's dark, and he's just kind of hit those areas. Kind of whenever possible, let your stroke do the shading as well. It's always a good thing, so you don't have to shade every little thing. You just, with a couple of flicks of the pencil, you can actually shade it. Alright, so eye, a little bit lower. Okay, this is darker. So right now it's not too dark. I'm not going too dark. This is kind of like my second pass only, so this is darker. Okay, so let's move down a little bit. Okay, so the side of his face right here is, again, it's going backwards, so you see how this edge is just darker. Okay, it's the lighting, it's frontal lighting. All right, let's go down. Looks like some shadowing going on here. Very slight under the nose, not too much. And then let's go down to his lip, so we can make it a little bit smaller too. Actually, maybe with the shading, it'll look smaller because you know, this thing darkens up, so it feels like it's receding. Okay, let's see. Inside the mouth, it's dark, so you can just kind of hit that. Let's see, his lip goes up a little bit. Now there's a little bit of reflection, shine on this bottom lip right here. So I'm gonna try to keep that. It's okay if I don't, I can always erase it back out. Alright. Okay, this is darker. It's a little bit different lighting because, again, it's from the front, so it's... Alright, so this is dark. It's almost like some underlighting. Highlight right here, you can actually circle that so you know that there's a highlight right there. So you can avoid it pretty much. Yes, this needs to be dark because he's got an expression going on here. Okay. So if you're not sure, you can see how I'm doing it in different stages, you know, because I'm not sure how dark to go yet. So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if I knew exactly that, I would just hit it right on the first time, but it's usually a little bit more difficult. So if you're doing it and you're doing it a little bit slower because you're not as sure as I am, I'm not really sure either. I'm just kind of, you know, doing it in stages. So if you're doing it a little bit slower, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you get faster and faster and I'll get faster and faster as I'm able to see better and better. So here's that line. So it is kind of hard right here. Let's see. There's an expression here. Okay, this line is pretty hard. But again, don't do too hard of a line or else you're going to flatten out the drawing. Okay, so, but this is an important part. So try to keep it a little bit bigger. You see I'm doing this, but I'm not drawing the line, right? Because it really isn't. It's actually the shading, you know, this musculature here folding up, bunching up, that creates that line, the shadow. So you make it too hard, you're gonna end up flattening it. It's gonna look like an illustration. Okay, so I'm actually spending a little bit more time on this. Let's go back up to the face, because I don't want to. I kind of got caught up on this lip area right there because there's so much stuff going on there. All right, so let's see. He's got a brow here. Again, this is important because it's a very, you know, he's got a very manly brow here. Protrudes out, so you see the shadowing, right? The highlight here. And then there's all the way across. There's a highlight there. You know, that's his thick brow. You know, that's what makes him good looking, I guess. Yeah, it sure helps to be good looking, doesn't it? Especially in sports. It's gonna turn you into a superstar. All right. So now this is kind of like my second pass. Now I can make it a little bit darker because I've kind of adjusted for some of the errors from the beginning. Now I'm seeing a little bit more. Now I'm gonna go darker. Let's see, this is darker in here, very dark down here, darker here, darker here. There's a little bit highlight above his upper lid, so I'm gonna have to erase that later on to get back. Okay, a little bit flatter here. Okay, flatter here. This is flatter here. The highlight's on the bottom, not right there. Okay, and then we gotta go here. This can be slightly darker. So this is a second pass. I'm thinking I'll need like another pass in order to make it at least, yeah, probably 2 more passes. If not, yeah, 2 should be okay. Because you see the difference like between this and this one, you know, there's not a lot of shading here, but there's some shading here, but again, it's still not that dark, right? I could probably go a little bit darker. But let me work on the other side first. And keep going. See, so right now my pencil is like really soft, so it allows me to shade quicker. I'm trying to use the, you know, the edge of the pencil, you know, my strokes to do the shading. It always helps. It's darker, dark. Lines here, deeper line, darker, darker. Okay, you notice I'm not doing, I don't draw, you know, try to avoid like harsh lines all over. My strokes are relatively short, and there's a very, keep it a little bit varied, you know, as you're moving, because again, if you do one hard line, it's gonna flatten out your drawing. It's gonna look like a cartoon. But if you just keep it a little bit shorter, and you know, try to be a little bit more accurate. You know, just like this is darker, this is darker. Just short little strokes like that. It really gives it life, and yeah. Because there really isn't anything that's continuous, even though you're seeing the lines of the creases. So I'm actually going back and doing this, making it a little bit darker, since just to match the other eye. Okay, so I can hit that. And it could be a little bit abrupt, you know, the shading, because it is a male figure. So actually, it really helps to get the manliness going. The shape's a little bit harder, you know, a little bit stiffer, crispier, you know, like crisp. Not a lot of soft, not too soft. Let's save that for the female faces. Okay, so I think I don't know about the lightness. Hopefully I can adjust for it along the way. So I'm going to finish this with a speed drawing, and then I'll be right back to show you how it looks. Alright, I'm back, and here is my final drawing of Ronaldo, and you know, it kind of looks like him. It looks like I'm missing the expression a little bit, but overall it's close enough. You know, you can kind of still kind of tell it's him. I guess if you can't, you can always look at his hair, right? So that's kind of like a dead giveaway that it's him. So actually the hair was a lot of fun to do. It's kind of shiny and spiky, so it's kind of cool looking. But overall, you know, his face is very angular, so it's very manly, and you kind of hit it hard, and you probably won't mess it up. So this is my drawing of Ronaldo. So you know, just give it a shot and see how it goes, and I'll see you next time.